decent time to catch up, especially this month when you turn 5.
Yeah.
So how's that been as a 5-year journey so far?
Interesting. I'm immensely proud of what the guys and girls have done in that 5 years, or in the 5 years that we've just had. I think we've made good progress as a business. I think we've made a few good waves, and it's been good. It's been fun. It's been challenging.
I guess you had a bit of an unusual experience as a startup, hadn't you, with a pandemic slapped in there about 18 months after you were up and running. So people say like them first 2 to 5 years as a startup's a difficult challenge anyway. Yeah. How did that little curveball affect you?
A lot. But I think the good point about that is it's taught us to be really dynamic, really quick.
Yeah.
As a young business.
Yeah.
Everything in the whole of the UK and the world was falling apart. The wheels were coming off the cart, weren't they?
Yeah.
And everything was going Pete Tong. And you had to be quick. You had to be able to move quick, and continue to take those kind of calculated risks in what you were doing. Which is what we did, and it worked for us. The team that we had during the pandemic was paramount to making it work.
Yeah.
And that drive and that determination that you want to make sure that those people are matching your drive and your determination we had. And without them, and without the support from them and their families, and our customers, we wouldn't actually be saying we're 5 years old.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
So 5 years on then, if we said, tell us a few lessons you've learned.
Cash is king.
Yeah.
When we finally went solo and we got rid of our startup partners, we saw exponential growth, and with exponential growth, someone's got to pay for it. So cash is king. But when I say that, cash flow. That's one thing I've definitely learned. But yeah, there's loads. And one thing I've really learned from this goes back to a bit ago when we were talking about COVID. No problem's insurmountable. However much you think it is at that point in time, it's not. And that's one of the biggest lessons I think I've learned, is that however big or engrossed in a problem you become at the time, never lose focus on trying to find a solution to it or trying to find a way around it.
So if I'd have said to you 5 years ago, this is where you'd be now, staff numbers, premises, turnover, for example, is this what you envisaged? Is it more than? Is it less than? How would that compare?
It's nothing like what vision I had, because I had no vision.
Okay.
So I didn't want to focus on fighting the old, because I wanted to concentrate on the new.
Yeah.
Right? That's how I wanted the business to kind of be. Forward thinking, forward leaning all the way through. It was only about 18 months ago when we took John onto our board that we then decided or it was then made aware to me that we needed to kind of focus on looking forward.
So now you mentioned John on board and maybe giving you a little bit of assistance in kind of looking up, and you mentioned
I wouldn't say assistance,
now
Matt. I'd say he's making us a bit more grown up.
Yeah. But you said now you've kind of got more of an eye on your next 5 years, whereas this last handful of years that maybe hasn't really been there. So what does that look like then for you? What does that 5 years now start to sort of look like in your head?
More leaning forward. So we've got exciting stuff coming through. There's stuff that we'll probably walk past in a bit that it's not innovative, but it's changing the dynamic of who we are within the industry that we supply into, and within our competitors, that will kind of go, oh, right, yeah, cool. And I want us to be like that.
Yeah.
Not losing the core of who we are, not losing the core of where we've come from, but also making sure that we continue to provide meaningful meaningful solutions going forward, and more importantly than ever, listening to people.
Is there anything that you would just never do again?
Yeah, I'd never start a business again. No, I mean, I do. Yeah, there is bits, but they're my lessons.
Yeah, fair.
Do you know what I mean? They're the ones that, and it's not for a want of not telling anybody what those lessons are, but some of them are personal, some of them are business related, and some of them merge between the two.
Yeah.
And yeah, there's enough. There's enough in, there's enough there in the box. Yeah, doggy. There's enough there in the box.